What up, YouTube? Coming out to y'all with another bike video. Just wanted to give y'all a little update on the 68 Stingray. I know it's been a minute since I posted a video of this bike. Just wanted to show y'all a little upgrade I made to it. As you can see, I did a front Springer fork conversion. This is actually a Schwinn Springer fork, not an aftermarket one. It's not an OG one. It's actually off a reproduction Schwinn, which is a lot better than just getting a regular aftermarket one. The chrome and the hardware is better, and I believe the tubing is a little thicker because it's a little more heavier duty. Just wanted to do something different. I like, kind of customizing my bikes, adding my own personal touches to them. Just I don't like leaving stuff original, so I like to swap up things here and there. This right here is actually just to protect the frame. If you're familiar with these forks, when you turn the handlebars too hard, they ping up against the frame. They eventually make a chip, then a ding. That's why a lot of these bikes you see with springers on them, they always have a ding on both sides of the frame. I'm not sure if I showed you in a previous video on this bike. I added the Schwinn speedometer. It's just a period correct accessory, nothing major, but yeah. So yeah, man. I don't think I made a video on this channel this whole year. This is the first time this year or whatever. I ain't gonna say the whole year, but yet this year. Just wanted to give y'all just talk about some of the builds I got going and kind of the direction of the channel. I know a lot of y'all probably been noticing I've been kind of gravitating towards building other stuff, not just BMXs. Yeah, man, honestly, I've just been getting burnt out. With me, I like to build different stuff. I do like BMX. If I had to choose one bike to build, obviously it would be a BMX, but I do like building other things to kind of keep it fresh for me. I admire a lot of y'all who can stick to one thing, but with me, man, I like to build different stuff. That's just me. I don't just like bikes. You see the title of the channel. I mean, the name of the channel is Trey Builds Chevys. Originally made this channel to show my car builds. I like building cars, but I got kind of deep off into bikes. I've been building bikes for years, actually. Like I was telling you, I've been building GTs in specific since I was a kid. I took a little hiatus. I told y'all the story about that. I say like 2011, I bought a GT Performer just because I wanted another Performer. But I really got deep off into building bikes probably like 2016, 2017. I like to tell people all the time, I pretty much beat the pandemic as far as the bikes because I was buying bikes when they still was affordable, right before the pandemic, obviously not knowing the pandemic was about to hit. So that was still affordable. But then when the pandemic hit, these bikes went through the roof, man. And at that time, that's when I started buying frames and just start building up frames because that was like more of an economical way because that was just price gouging, man. Fast forward till now, the prices kind of went down on BMX, but the parts haven't. So that's why you see a lot of people have complete bikes like this and they just take them apart and part them out, which I don't believe in doing, but a lot of people do that, man. They have a nice, some bikes be really nice and unmolested. They'll just break them down and part them out because there's more money in the parts than it is in the bikes, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, I've been kind of getting burnt out with it. Just dealing with a lot of people within the BMX community as far as like price gouging and. I recently sold one of my Performers. If you go back on my channel, I had a Chrome 93 Performer. I actually just sold the frame. I broke down, sold the frame because I actually used a lot of the parts to build my blue one that y'all see on my channel. The blue one, the other blue 93 that I made into a 94. The fork and all that came off of that bike. So I only sold the frame because I didn't need to sell the frame. I'm the type of person I like to sell some stuff to get new stuff. I am going to get a new, probably another GT, something in the 80s this time, probably, or 80s dyno. I'm not sure yet. But it's ridiculous out here, man, with these bikes. I had it listed locally. I actually had to go through eBay to sell it because I had to list it locally, and man, people just try to give you crumbs and pennies for these bikes nowadays. Just a lot of assholes out there. So a lot of times when I build these bikes, I don't build them for money, but I do like the fact that a lot of them, I like to know I can get my money back out of it. It's hard to keep putting a lot of money into this stuff and you don't get much, back out of it. If you wanted to sell it, whatever. Because with me, I don't want to be like a hoarder. Sometimes I like to, build stuff. I have stuff that I keep and won't sell, but sometimes I like to build stuff and sell it and then get something else. build it, enjoy it for a little bit, and I get tired of it, sell it, build something else, and so on. You know what I mean? Uh, but this is my 87 Performer. I know y'all seen this on the channel before. I'm gonna get into the story of why I built this bike the way I did. I've been wanting an 87 for years, specifically an 87 Performer. I would have took anything like 87 older, but I wanted specifically an 87 Performer. Um, when I was really looking for these bikes, the pandemic had hit, and it was like through the roof. Like the minimum they was going for was like 3,500, and even at that price, they was missing some of the original parts and things like that. So when I built this bike, the challenge was. I'm like, damn, can I build this bike from just a frame? Because I originally found just the frame. You go back and look when I built this bike, it was just a frame, nothing else. No fork, no headset, no nothing. I built it from just a frame, and the challenge was uh, to see if I could build it for less than I could actually buy one for. And fortunately, I did. I still was in it a lot more than I thought I would be, and that's because the hardest thing to find for this bike was the fork. If you buy one of these frames, you actually care about it being original. I suggest you buy it with the fork because the forks are a bitch to find, and when you do find them, man, people want an arm and a leg. I didn't see these forks as high as like 800 something. So I was looking and looking, trying to find a fork. When I did find one, they would sell super quick, or people want a ridiculous amount of money for it. Sometimes they want as much for just a fork as they want it for a complete frame set. So uh, I went another direction. I had this guy that's big in the BMS community. A lot of people out there, a lot of people probably don't speak on it, but I'm kind of transparent with these bikes, man. I actually had him build me this fork, and you'd never know if I didn't tell you. It's actually chromoly and TIG welded. I spent quite a bit on it. Some of your top builders out there use this guy. A lot of times things be hard to find, like the dyno forks, like off of 87, the one that's bent. He could make anything. Um, he could take a 20-inch bike and cut it to a 16. He could take this bike and make it a 24. And it'll look factory. If your drop offs is messed up, he'll make you drop offs. You can send him a picture of your serial number. He'll stamp your serial number. He basically doing what Craig Turner's doing now before Craig Turner started back doing it. You know, he real good at what he do. He don't just make GT stuff. He make all kind of bikes. But yeah, I went through him to get a fork. So that took a nice chunk. But long story short, when it was all said and done, including buying everything, including the frame and everything, I would say I'm about 1,600 in this bike, man. And that's pretty good. It's just a lot more than I expected. Uh, but with that being said, this bike is like 95% correct, man. Like everything, I went catalog build with this bike. You look at everything, even the Amy rounds, the aftermarket, but Amy rounds correct. Um, brake levers, correct stem, even the bolt. You know, a lot of times you see the stem, but they don't have the correct bolt. Correct gyro, correct front Odyssey 2000 brake, Gen 2 fork standards, correct pedals, correct crank, correct cheese grater sprocket, correct seat post clamp. They did come with two different seat post clamps. A lot of people don't know that. Some of them came with Odyssey seat post clamps, some of them came with GTs. And the way I confirmed that they came with Odysseys also, I actually seen somebody open up a NOS GT Performer out the box, and it had Odyssey clamp on it. Original OGKs. This is a real seat. This is not a pork chop seat. You can see the V stamp right there. So that's not an aftermarket. Like everything on this bike is something OG. Even I actually painted, did all this myself and polished it. But these are Skyway pegs on this bike. The original brake, rear brake, is actually dated 87. Like it's crazy how I found all these parts. And I built this bike fast. If you go back and look at the channel, I built this bike super fast too. But yeah, man, about 1,600 in this bike. And that was just, I probably built this bike like 2 years ago. And you can't build that bike today for that price. And with me paying 1,600, that was with people looking out, giving me stuff for a good price and things like that too. Like some stuff I had to pay for, like that fork. But like this seat, I think I paid like $50. A guy looked out for me with this seat. Ain't got no cracks or nothing in it. It's in good shape. Um, Even the Odyssey cables, them original too. Like literally, like down there, everything on this bike is original. That seat post is original. That's the actual GT seat post. Um, but yeah, man, you can't build that bike for 1,600 nowadays. I know that sounds a lot to some people who probably don't build bikes, but man, you really can't. And even now, to get a bike like this, you still gonna spend like 25 for something that got all the right parts to it. But yeah, man. But yeah, like I was saying, I've been getting kind of burnt out building the same old stuff. That's why originally y'all probably seen me recently. Y'all noticed I had bought a Swin Freeform X. Like I was telling you, I wanted to do something outside of GT. Um, which, if you look at that bike, even that, just from me building GT so much, I kind of gave that a GT vibe. It's just not a GT. So I was like, man, let me do something different, which is when I got the lowrider bike. So still building on that, still working on the body work on the lowrider bike. I got a couple Swins I'm building. I'm actually building a bike similar to this one. You probably seen it on the channel when I showed y'all the somebody gave me a gang of bikes recently. I had a Fair Lady in it. I'm actually building that one for my girl. Just probably take these bikes to the beach or something. I'm gonna actually build her one so she don't have to be on a big bike and I'm on a little bike. I'm gonna actually build it where it's comfortable though, with a long sissy bar and a high seat and things like that, just to make it a little more comfortable. But I don't know if I'm gonna match this bike. I think I'm just gonna build. I'm not sure what color I'm gonna do with it, but I'm just gonna build a girl version of this bike just for her to ride too. I got the Vertigo still. I showed y'all the Vertigo I'm working on. I got a 92 Vertigo. I was watching Rad BMX. I think Craig Turner built him a custom Vertigo. It's pretty much a playoff a 90 to 92 Vertigo, which is like mine. The only thing different, I think he added 990 brake mounts and maybe the top tube a little different, so the geometry a little different. But it kind of motivated me, like, man, go ahead and build that Vertigo. So yeah, I'm kind of working on that too. Still kind of deciding on the color. I'm pretty much set on doing white parts on that bike. Probably do like a loud 80s color. But I'm gonna take my time and build that bike right. Got most of the parts for that bike already. The only thing I need is just wheels and I think like a seat, just small stuff. But I got most of the parts on that bike. I'm gonna get on that bike too. But yeah, man, like I was saying, I admire y'all out there you know, who can build the same stuff and not get burnt out. Cause I get burnt out, man. So especially even dealing with people in the BMS community, like I could post this bike as original as it is somebody gonna zoom in and say, oh, does the chain say GT on it? Is it a original bubble font? No, it's not original bubble font chain. I like stuff original, but I'm not that detailed to the point where the chain needs to say GT. I'm not, especially if the chain gonna cost $500 for a damn bubble font chain that's in good condition. It's not that serious for me. But sometimes it kind of irritates you when you take your time, put labor in it, and people don't know the effort you put into these bikes for them to try to critique the stupidest stuff. So, like I said, you get burnt out with it sometimes. So yeah, I start building Swins too. So you're gonna see a mixture of things. I talked about that on my channel before. I was like, man, you never know what you might see on this channel as far as me building stuff, because I build, mini bikes, go-karts, RC cars. I build real cars, trucks, all type of stuff, man. I'm just into a whole lot of stuff. So, I try to keep things fresh, because if I just build straight BMX stuff, I'm going to get burnt out. That's just being honest. But I've been real consistent with BMX. I have been, so to keep me building these bikes, I have to build stuff like this too. So y'all gonna see stuff like this on the channel, but you still gonna see stuff like this too. But if I just do this, I'm gonna get tired of it, man. So yeah, just wanted to give you a little update on some of the builds I got going. Another little walk around of the 87. I need to put some air in the tires and take it for a ride. I was gonna do it. I usually do it for Christmas, like the Christmas time, but it was like pouring down, raining out here, so I didn't break it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and air it up and take it for a ride. Might video it. But yeah, all right, y'all.